Drugs. I call to order Watchung Borough School District Board of Education special meeting for July 15th at 6:43 p.m. Could we please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to a meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Watchung. Please be advised that this and all meetings of the board are open to the public and media, consistent with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975, and that the advance notice required therein has been provided. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Watchung at which formal action may be taken. This meeting is being live streamed on the district website, where a recording of the meeting will also be posted. The public will have an opportunity to be heard as shown on the agenda at points in the meeting provided for the public to address the board. Recording or photographing, other than for private, personal use, requires the consent of parents or guardians whose children may be included in the image. Have a roll call, please.
Yes. Mrs. Maddox.
Here.
Mrs. Amadeo.
Here.
Mrs. Jewett.
Here.
Mr. Frage.
Here.
Mrs. Agliaro.
Here.
So Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Kraft, Mrs. Harvey, and Mrs. Santos are absent tonight.
Great, thank you. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone for coming. Not only was it a special meeting that was supposed to be for yesterday, and it ended up being an emergency meeting for today, thanks to the weather. And I also wanted to just give a special shout out to Dr. Glazer and the administration and the staff yesterday for taking quick action to making sure that everybody got out of the building safely, keeping track of everybody to make sure they got home safely. And my understanding is some staff also stayed and rode out the storm here and made sure that the schools were secure. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so I've been advised that we need to change the order of the agenda slightly, and we need to go immediately into executive session because action may be taken. So I move that we go into executive session, whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-11, permits the Board of Education to meet in closed session to discuss certain matters. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Education adjourns to closed session to discuss pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiation and/or matters of attorney-client privilege. Further resolved, the minutes of this closed session be made public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists. Action may be taken. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Second. Third.
Roll call.
Do a roll call going in.
All in favor say
Yeah.
aye. Aye. Okay, moving to executive session. Expect it to be quick.
Really? Yeah.
I'd just like to make a point of order based on our discussions in executive session. I would like to make an addition to the end of agenda item C1, the Outdoor Learning Commons contract. Added to the language is, whereas the board has determined to proceed with the bid base and alternate GC number 1 and reject alternate GC number 2, alternate GC number 3, alternate GC number 4, and alternate GC number 5. And now, therefore, be it resolved that in accordance with the provisions of the Public School Contracts Law, the board hereby awards the contract for the project to A-Tech Concrete with a base bid of $894,000 and an alternate GC number 1 bid of $200,000. And be it further resolved that the board president, business administrator, and their designees are authorized to execute a contract on behalf of the board with A-Tech Concrete Co. for the project based on A-Tech Concrete's base bid of $894,000 and alternate GC number 1 bid of $200,000.
Second.
No,
Well, you're, right,
not moving on.
it's later.
Right, but do we have to vote to?
She's
No,
just,
not yet. I'm
her
just
point of
just
order.
Point of order to add it to the agenda.
Your vote's
add it?
still later.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so now we are moving on to comments from the public on agenda items. We welcome input from the public. There are 2 times during the meeting when the public is invited to speak. The first opportunity to comment on agenda items only is now. The second opportunity for public comment is towards the end of the meeting. All comments are limited to 5 minutes. The total time allotted for public comment is 30 minutes. In the event it appears the public comment portion of the meeting may exceed 30 minutes, the presiding officer may further limit each statement made by a participant to 3 minutes duration. Before you make your comment, please state your name and municipality of residence. In the event it appears the public comment portion of the meeting may exceed 30 minutes, I've already said this, the presiding officer may limit each statement to another 3 minutes. Our public forums are not structured as a question and answer session, but rather are offered as opportunities to share input with the board. In instances where the board feels a response is needed, the presiding officer or superintendent will address the comment. New Jersey statutes do not permit the board to discuss personnel or hiring in public session. Names of students should not be used. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of legal rights of those affected and identified in their comments, and be aware that they are personally, legally responsible with potential liability for comments that they make to the board. The board shall not be held liable for comments made by members of the public. Okay. Seeing as we have no comments, we will move on to superintendent remarks.
So tonight, my remarks are only on the personnel agenda item to accept the retirement of Special Services Director Nicole DeToto. The full proclamation in honor of Ms. DeToto is written into the agenda. I don't think I need to reread the whole thing, but I do just want to point out that Ms. DeToto began her employment here in the district in October of 2019 as the district's Director of Special Services. She was the first director who was not also the superintendent. She was charged by the board at the time of looking at our special needs community, creating a community in district, a welcoming community that was inclusive and belonged, everybody belonged. She extended that charge into the before and after care program. The previous program was not as accommodating for our students that maybe needed special services, maybe even an aide or a paraprofessional or medical support. So that is, again, under Nicole's leadership, Ms. DeToto's leadership while she was here. During her 6 years here in the district, she, and we tease about it, the language is flowy, but while I have the opportunity, truly, when we talk about her attention to detail, the work she did with our extraordinary aid, the amount of money that became available to the district budget because of those efforts, particularly, not excluding any of the other characteristics that are listed in the proclamation, are notable. So, as we do for all of our retirees, now be it resolved that the Watchung Borough Board of Education and the entire school community recognizes Nicole's retirement effective September 1st, 2025, and extend our deepest gratitude for her dedication, commitment, and service to the Watchung Borough School District, and wish her continued good health, much happiness, relief from the weight of wearing many hats, and a well-earned rest in retirement.
Thank you. I will second that sentiment and thank Nicole DeToda for her service to the Watchung School District and the changes that she was able to implement to our special ed program. Okay, moving on to action items. Mrs. Maddox, could you move action items under personnel?
B, personnel, approve retirement, appoint extended school year nursing staff, accept resignation of our librarian at Bayberry School,
Just those two.
Do you have a second?
and that's it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Maddox,
Yes.
Mrs. Amadeo,
Yes.
Mr. Frage,
Yes.
Mrs. Jewett,
Yes.
Mrs. Aguilera,
Yes.
and Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Kraft, Mrs. Harvey, and Mrs. Santos are absent. Motion passes.
Mr. Frage, could you move items under operations, please?
Sure. I make a motion to move item 1, outdoor learning commons contract.
There's 2
I'm blind.
and 3.
And 2,
The alternate.
approve participation in Bergen bids. And 3, authorize sale/disposal of shed at Valley View.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
So to clarify here, this .1 outdoor learning commons contract includes the addition that was read earlier, and there were 5 additional items for, in addition to the base bid, and we only accepted 2 of them? Is that correct? Or 1 of them?
Accepting the base bid, an alternate, GC number 1.
So just 1 of them, the additional shades?
One alternate.
So the other items, what happens with those? Because I know we still want to do them.
The other items, the district, we feel that we can get better pricing if we do them separately.
So we can contract for those?
We can contract, yeah, do them through a co-op or in-house.
What if we haven't got enough money?
What happens if we run out of money from the referendum cash?
So we would prioritize them, and that's why they're called alternates. So we would prioritize them and kind of do them one by one until we didn't have any money left, if that were the case, if we get down that low, that close to the end.
And based on where we are with our current referendum budget, we have enough as the
Currently,
bid is, because
yeah.
I wish it were lower.
It's $1,094,000. We currently do have that. We're still safe. In the budget and on the in our accounting system, we've encumbered enough to keep us what we believe is safe. So extra over here, extra there, possible issues. I mean, of course, something can happen. So I don't want to say for sure, but right now I feel like we have enough encumbered, along with the balance, that we should be okay. I do feel that way, unless something totally unexpected happens. But right now, looking at what I have, I think we're good.
Great.
I think we're good going in. So
Comfortable.
I am.
Just going to say no. Just not comfortable with it right now.
Okay.
So, no.
Anyone else? Okay. Roll call, please.
Okay. All right, let's get another. Okay, Mrs. Amadeo,
Yes.
Mrs. Jewett,
No.
Mr. Frage,
Yes.
Mrs. Maddox,
Yes.
and Mrs. Agliaro.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Kraft, Mrs. Harvey, and Mrs. Santos are absent. The motion passes.
Thank you.
Um,
We have no items under curriculum or policy, so moving on to board business. Does anybody have any? Okay, moving on to comments from the public.
Hello, all. My name is Celade Munoz, and I am a resident of Watchung Borough. So I want to thank you all for making it out here on this treacherous after day. I think we've all had a pretty eventful couple of days here. I wanted to speak about today's retiree. Thank you for your statement, and I appreciate you not. It's all online and it's all written, and I think that after reading that tonight's proclamation paints a picture of a retiree as tireless and dedicated, but for many of us, the public and the parents of children enrolled in these schools, her retirement isn't a celebration, it's a long overdue departure. This district apparently seems to have a short memory, but families do not. In 2019, way before we got here, community members publicly documented how special education students at Bayberry and Valley View went 8 full weeks without speech therapy in direct violation of their IEPs. Parents weren't notified, administrators didn't take responsibility, and a certain retiree was called out.
Be careful with personnel.
Okay.
Thank you.
The excuse then
General.
was
Keep it general, then I won't have to interrupt you.
okay. The reason at that point was given that I just got here. So fast forward 6 years. Now we're new to Watchung, as you all know. Fast forward 6 years under that same full leadership and tenure, the exact same failures happened again. The exact same failures happened again, and much worse. This retiree oversaw the declassification of students still in need of services, failed to implement promised programs.
Hold on. Maybe like the program.
Sure,
Thank
okay, you got it. Repeatedly withheld information about the parents. I can speak about the parents, I'm the parent, while advising staff to do the same. The system wasn't fixed. This person became the system. Didn't protect the most vulnerable students, made them more vulnerable. The failures weren't fixed. And now, after securing tenure and collecting stipends for extra programs, conveniently retires.
The program.
But it's too personal.
You can't do it.
The problem is when you can identify the person in your comments, then we're discussing personnel in public
not allowed.
session, and we're not
Okay.
allowed to I know,
Okay, understood, got it.
it's just-
So,
thank you.
I'll
just
segue.
rephrase it to the program.
Like rephrase whenever you say retiree, just say the program.
The program, okay. So we're not here to clap for departures from the program. We are not here to clap for aftercare initiatives that the program was paid extra to oversee. We're not applauding hiring and supervision of unqualified staff. We're not impressed by a system that routinely violated timelines, program that fails to provide services, a program that continuously gaslights families in trying to support their children. And we're certainly not celebrating someone who built their legacy. Celebrate a program who has built its legacy on delay, deflection, and denial. We are here tonight to celebrate the exit.
Because we're going to end up with.
We're going to get him.
Okay. So hopefully,
Would you be able
let's
to put it in an
change
email?
it to something more positive, okay? That's the end.
Perfect.
And I agree, your comments, if you'd like, in writing to.
Oh, I absolutely
Email
will.
it to me instead of.
I will.
the-
I absolutely,
that
I
is
will send you a
different
copy of
than-
this.
if that
Understood.
makes sense.
The issue is that you know what, okay. So
I
what
know
I'm
I'm
here
making
to
it
say,
hard for you to finish
no.
what you're trying to say.
what I'm here to say is that hopefully, moving forward with accountable oversight, with actual collaboration, with actual transparency, with actual input, and a program that invites the collaboration with parents and collaboration with students and insight from people that have walked a mile in our shoes, so to speak, we can move forward to celebrate and mark the hope of what comes next. These issues with this program have been happening for a very long time. Since before we got here, they weren't taken care of during this current tenure, and we'd like to see that change without any more issues. This cannot continue, not just for our family, but for other families, and we have, as I said the last time, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this program succeed. We want to see the children thrive. We think that this county, this district, has the ability to do that. It has the backing of you guys as the board. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you guys. I'd like to speak candidly, even when it's in private, and that hasn't always come to fruition. But I'm not going anywhere. Accountability is not going anywhere. And hopefully moving forward with accountable oversight, the board won't be put in uncomfortable positions of having to dismiss children getting hurt as day-to-day operations. That was quite disappointing. And moving forward, hopefully we won't have to protect a program. We'll protect the children. We'll protect each other, the ones that come here, and count on all of us and the program as adults to oversee what they cannot speak up for and what they cannot do on their own. So without being able to speak much more about the program, I think I speak for not just our family, but many other families. We are grateful to see the program make its exit and a new program ensue in this next coming year. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public? All right. I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you guys for coming out.